Izuku Midoriya, the green-haired protagonist who had spent his life without a quirk, found himself at a turning point just after his 18th birthday. A year ago, All Might had advised him to consider a more realistic dream, suggesting careers like a policeman or a fireman instead of becoming a hero. Izuku had almost given up on his aspirations until a strange ball of white and blue energy appeared before him, momentarily blinding him. "What is that? Someone must be pranking me," he exclaimed, but before he could react, the light zoomed toward him, striking his chest. He instinctively clutched his chest, fearing he had been attacked. "Someone shot me." "No, my chest," he panicked, only to find no blood on his shirt. Confused, he removed his shirt and saw that he was unharmed. What happened? What was that? He wondered aloud, not expecting a voice to respond. "I finally found a worthy host," the voice said. Izuku looked around, startled. "A ghost. A ghost got into my room," he shouted, running in circles, much to the embarrassment of the voice. "Partner, I am not a ghost. My name is Albion, the Vanishing Dragon," the voice clarified. "Why are you in my head? What's happening?" Izuku asked, still bewildered. "I am just as confused as you are, partner. It seems that after my previous wielder passed away, I crossed dimensions while searching for a new host," Albion explained. Izuku, still trying to process the situation, asked, "And what does that make me exactly, Albion-san?" "To put it simply, you are now a bearer of my power, a vessel of the White Dragon Emperor," Albion replied. Suddenly, a mechanical wing sprouted from Izuku's back, formed from a transparent light blue energy. "Fascinating. Your body is already capable of handling the liberation form," Albion continued. "This form grants you the wing of the balance breaker and allows you to have your opponent's strength." Izuku's eyes widened in disbelief. "So your ability is practically a quirk. This is amazing." Albion felt pride in his new partner's enthusiasm. "From what I can recall, these quirks are a human evolution, a way for humans to adapt and gain access to special abilities," he explained. Izuku nodded, finding it strange yet fascinating to have a dragon inside his mind. "So, partner, are you ready to be my wielder? To become the White Dragon Emperor?" Albion asked. Izuku considered the offer. "If I accept, I can become a hero and save lives like All Might and other pro-heroes," he thought, clenching his fist. "Yes. I want to become a hero no matter what." Albion had never seen someone so eager to take on the mantle of the White Dragon Emperor. "That's more like it, partner. I hope you continue to train your body," he said. Izuku agreed, having prepared for years to attend UA, even without a quirk. "Now that I have you, my path to becoming a hero will be much smoother," he declared. As a high school student, Izuku had matured and gained a broader perspective on life. Despite All Might's earlier discouragement, he had never lost his determination. He had trained diligently in various martial arts, including Judo, Jiu-Jitsu, Wing Chun, and Krav Maga, knowing that he would face powerful quirk users. "You possess a wide range of martial arts techniques. I knew my choice in selecting you was right," Albion remarked. "Unlike Valley, who is focused on magic, you are far more suited to be my wielder." Izuku felt a surge of confidence from Albion's words. "Is it really that bad? I appreciate beauty, but I don't let it distract me from my goals," Izuku replied, chuckling. Albion sighed in relief, grateful that he wouldn't be associated with a wielder who was overly distracted by such things. "You don't know the half of it. My previous partner was influenced by a certain Red Dragon's host, which led to some embarrassing nicknames," Albion lamented. Izuku, understanding the weight of their partnership, assured Albion, "Here, in my world, with me, I promise to uphold our legacy." With a newfound determination, Izuku looked out of his apartment window, ready to embrace the journey ahead. "That, the power of the White Dragon of Supremacy, will be feared and respected," he proclaimed, much to the excitement and astonishment of Albion, who felt grateful for the unexpected blessing that had come his way. The Principle of Supremacy, My Hero Academia. Izuku Midoriya. Age, 21. Quirk, none for me, a joke, as he is quirkless. Sacred Gear Soul Mergence. Divine Dividing. Izuku gained Divine Dividing when Albion accidentally arrived in his dimension while searching for another host. Balance Breaker Form. He has the ability to have the power of anything he chooses, with no physical contact required to activate it. However, overusing this ability could lead to serious consequences for his opponents. Half Dimension. This ability allows him to have everything in sight, including the area he targets. Juggernaut Drive. In this gigantic form, Izuku's aura is overwhelming, a drawback that makes him cautious about using it, as he could unintentionally harm someone if he lost control. After a 3-year time skip, Izuku, under the influence of the Principle of Supremacy, began to see himself as superior to others. This attitude could lead to complications, especially with those who possess mutant quirks with animalistic traits. The Principle of Supremacy, My Hero Academia. Muzudafu, Japan. 3 years later. Izuku Midoriya dedicated himself to training, and after a year, he achieved Balance Breaker. He practiced Albion's special abilities, particularly Half Dimension and various magical spells that Albion had accumulated over the centuries. Partner, how's the flame and ice magic you've been working on? Albion asked, impressed by Izuku's dedication. Pretty good. I've developed a resistance to both heat and cold, Izuku replied, proud of his progress. Albion felt confident that Izuku was the second strongest White Dragon Emperor, especially since he lacked the advantages of demonic heritage. I see, keep it up, partner. We only have 1 week until your test for UA, and you're one step closer to becoming a hero. Despite his doubts, Izuku pushed himself harder, motivated by Albion's encouragement. As he jogged, he moved like a lightning blur, creating a strong wind that startled those around him. What was that wind? Someone exclaimed as Izuku zipped by. His training was a whirlwind of energy. Imagine minding your own business when someone with such force passes by that it leaves you momentarily stunned. Eventually, Izuku noticed a nearby cafe. Any refreshment you want, Albion? He asked. Albion manifested behind him and replied, a creamy latte and some toast with chocolate and strawberry topping. After ordering, Izuku relaxed, enjoying their food and the moment of peace. I like this time of day, no hysterical, Albion interrupted, smacking his draconic head. Don't even say it, Albion. I know. Izuku said, finishing his payment and leaping toward the sudden explosion they heard. You jinxed it. Albion exclaimed in Izuku's mind, who felt a surge of irritation. Enough with the jinxing, you overgrown lizard. Izuku retorted, still annoyed. The scene shifted to chaos, where a young adult was trapped in green sludge, his quirk causing explosions around him. Let me go, you villain. Katsuki Bakugo yelled, struggling against his restraints. The sludge villain laughed, promising that once he was inside, all pain would end, even if it meant death. Come on. A hero with the right quirk will arrive, right? Kamui Woods asked, trying to help but feeling helpless alongside Death Arms. DM it, my weakness tight spaces. Empty Lady exclaimed, frustrated by their inability to assist. Heroes, do something. He'll suffocate, a bystander shouted, urging action. We can't. The hostage keeps firing explosions, Death Arms replied, recalling the burns he had sustained trying to help. Help me. I need water, my arm is burning. Kamui Woods called out. Backdraft responded, sending a wave of water to extinguish the flames. That's the last time. I need to control the fire before it spreads, he warned. Can someone save that guy? Another bystander pleaded. As the chaos continued, Katsuki Bakugo was losing his composure. Let me go. I swear I'll make you pay, he shouted, unleashing explosions in a desperate attempt to break free. Suddenly, someone pointed to the sky. "Look! Is that?" A massive dragon-like figure in a red suit and bandana descended upon the scene. "Holy cow! It's the Dragoon heroine, Ryukyu," someone exclaimed as she landed, growling at the sludge villain. "Let the guy go, villain," she said in her dragon form, her voice deeper and more primal. "Heck no. I have the high ground here, this guy is my hostage." Ryukyu, with her sharp talons, inched closer to the sludge villain. "Then I'll just have to she started, but her hand was sent back, the recoil almost breaking it as she winced at the sight of the explosion that hit her. "Yeah. Finally, I have control of his quirk. Now it's only a matter of time until I gain full control of his body." The heroes and bystanders looked on in horror at the implication. "Damn it," she growled, feeling helpless in the situation. Katsuki, losing control and breath, looked at the heroes with tears in his eyes and shakily uttered, "Help me," before losing consciousness. In the sky, a miracle appeared as everyone looked up. Empty Lady exclaimed, "He's here," as a man clad in white armor descended, his wings glowing light blue behind him. He landed with a clink, standing tall at 6 feet 1 inch. The man inside the armor spoke in a cold tone, "Let the hostage go, or else." "Or else what?" "You can't do anything," he was interrupted as he felt his body becoming weaker, shrinking. Everyone heard a single word echoing in their ears, "Divide." Yu Takayama, also known as Empty Lady, looked at the sky and recognized the man she had a fling with 5 months ago, the same man who had left her feeling overwhelmed. "I can't wait for another round," she thought, her mind wandering. Scene change. Ryuko Tatsuma, or Ryukyu, transformed back to her human form, her body shaking and legs trembling at the sight of the man in white armor. "Why is my body like this?" she asked herself, suddenly losing her balance and sitting on the cold ground. "Is this fear?" she wondered. Who are you? Are you a hero?" The man's head glanced back at her. "No, for now, stop asking questions and stop trembling. I wasn't directing my draconic aura at you," he said, revealing that what she felt was the aura of another dragon. The villain, sensing the aura, begged, "Stop right there. Don't go near me," as the blue aura made the sludge villain back away from the armored man. "Let the guy go. Last warning," the man said, stretching out his arm in preparation. "No. Don't come any closer, or else this explosion guy gets it," the sludge villain threatened. "You gave me no choice," the armored man replied, his eyes glowing bright golden light. With a sigh, he seemed done with the sludge villain. His wings enlarged as he closed his arm. Half-dimension. The sludge villain began to shrink, the space around him compressing him into a mush of green blobs. "I gave up. Please stop it," the sludge villain yelled out in distress. Hearing that, the man stopped, and the villain turned into mush, releasing Katsuki Bakugo, who was unconscious but still alive and lightly breathing. "Quick, get the guy. Death Arm, get the oxygen tank from the ambulance." Kamui Woods took charge as Backdraft reached his limits. "I'm on my limit. Does anyone have a water-based quirk? You have my permission to use it. This is an emergency." Backdraft looked at the crowd, some wanting to help, but the man in armor acted first. "I'll handle it, do not worry." The man reached for the flames. "Divide. Divide," he called out, and the flames dwindled and disappeared, leaving only burn marks on the walls and buildings. "Thank you, whoever you are, man in armor." Backdraft expressed his gratitude. "You're welcome, Backdraft. I guess I'll see you all later. Ciao." The man flew away in a flash, disappearing as if he had never been there. "Is he a new hero?" the crowd murmured. Meanwhile, Ryukyu felt flustered, her body reacting to the power she had just witnessed. "Why is my body so hot? My legs are trembling. What is this reaction?" she questioned herself, unaware that it was her body's response to the overwhelming power. In the crowd, a blond man expressed his relief. "Thank goodness I didn't have to act out. But what an amazing display of power, whoever you are, man in white armor," he thought, reminiscing about the armored man's heroic actions. Scene change. Izuku, soaring in the sky with his normal wings, looked down at the city of Mizurufu, feeling content. "Looks like that's done. Did I forget something?" he pondered when a shout echoed in his head. "You idiot partner of mine! My second order of creamy latte and strawberry chocolate toast. You forgot about that. Go back now." Albion shouted, frustrated with Izuku for forgetting something so important. "Oh, sorry. I'll head back to the cafe," Izuku replied, a sweat drop forming on his forehead as he slowly descended. "Good," Albion said ominously. Scene change. Namuri Kayama, or Midnight, had been eyeing a certain guy for a while now. It had been almost 2 years since she met that young man, whose youthful appearance had captivated her. He had just helped her pack up her groceries while walking home after training. It was a fateful meeting that they had at all. She, on the other hand, couldn't shake the fixation she had for the young man. Her thoughts constantly drifted to him, captivated by his emerald eyes, unkempt dark green hair, and lean, chiseled physique. "I'll find you, little man," she said, a hint of determination in her voice. Meanwhile, Izuku stood tall as he looked at the imposing wall of UA College, smiling to himself. Just then, someone bumped into him from behind. "Watch where you're going, useless Deku." It was Katsuki Bakugo, scowling at him. "Get off your high horse, you bumped into me. Are you blind or something?" Izuku shot back, returning the shoulder bump and passing by Katsuki, who stumbled to the ground. "That's what you deserve," Izuku said, looking away as he continued walking. "No one bullies the dragon of supremacy. I won't let anyone look down on me," he muttered with a fierce tone. At UA College, Izuku had finished the written exam, confident he had aced it. With Albion, his partner who possessed vast knowledge from another world, a perfect score was practically guaranteed. He even included a challenging question for Principal Nizu, eager to see if his high-spec quirk could keep up with a dragon who had lived for centuries. After standing up and handing in his paper to present Mike, someone called out to him. "Hey, you with the messy hair. How did you finish the exam so quickly?" a dark blue-haired student asked. "I'm done, what's there to do?" Izuku replied, which seemed to irritate the other student. "Are you kidding? This is UA, not a joke. You can't just pass your paper without second-guessing your answers," the student retorted. "Just because I finished faster doesn't mean I didn't take the exam seriously," Izuku said, walking out of the examination hall. "I'm done here. If you want to second-guess yourself, go ahead. I won't waste my time." He left, leaving the other students speechless. "Alright, everyone else, focus on your exam papers." Present Mike announced as the students resumed their work. After leaving, Izuku sat for an hour and a half, staring at the large door that separated him from his dreams, alongside other contestants ready to face the challenges ahead. "Partner, these people are hopeless. Their legs are shaking with anticipation, lacking pride and belief in themselves. In other words, they're weak." Izuku sighed at Albion's assessment of the competitors around him. Suddenly, someone grabbed him from behind. "Izuku Midoriya, what are you doing here?" It was Shoyuta Aizawa, looking tired and worn. "Huh? What do you mean, sir?" Izuku asked, confused. "Izuku Midoriya, you're not supposed to be here. This is the normal examination, you should be in the recommendation exam." Izuku's eyes widened in surprise. "Wait a minute, nobody sponsored me. How did I even get into the recommendation?" Aizawa handed him a paper, and as he read it, his eyes grew even wider. "Izuku Midoriya, 21, male. Quirk, quirkless. High school, Aldera High School. Recommended by Namuri Kayama, Midnight. Yu Takayama, Empty Lady. Each name was marked with lipstick, much to Izuku's surprise and growing anticipation about what to do next. If you're worried about your written exam, don't. It will be stored by Principal Nizu since the recommendation has the same questionnaire, Aizawa reassured him. Izuku huffed, let's go. I'll guide you out. Just then, the sound of G.O. echoed as the city doors opened, and all the contestants rushed inside. Hell no, I'm not waiting for my exam. Without hesitation, Albion's wings appeared, and Izuku shot off like a rocket. Hey! Get back here! Aizawa called out as Izuku's figure grew distant. I don't get paid enough for this, Aizawa muttered, pulling out his sleeping bag and settling down to rest. Partner? Izuku asked as Albion responded, don't have to tell me twice, I'm on it. White armor resembling that of a dragon enveloped Izuku's body. Vanishing dragon, balance breaker. Albion announced as the transformation completed. Izuku scanned the area for villain robots, quickly spotting one. There, a three-pointer. He blitzed down, using his leg to strike the robot, which exploded upon impact. That's 3 points, he said, glancing around for more targets. Spotting a two-pointer, he swiftly used his sharp mechanical tail to slice through its head, grinning at his success. He soared upward, maintaining the high ground while continuing to search for robots. He avoided the one-pointers, generously allowing others to take them. There you go, you just got another one, he said to a pink-skinned girl he found interesting, before flying off to find more challenges. Speaking of which, Izuku had just used his ability on a three-pointer after witnessing a robot disintegrate. Spotting another one, he flew towards it with determination. Well, aren't you a clunky machine? Here, take this. He reached out, and the voice of Albion resonated within him. Reduce. A unique blend of energy enveloped the mechanical body of the three-pointer, causing it to vanish. Stop using my original ability. That spell can harm souls, it's dangerous if anyone is nearby. His partner was frustrated, imagining the consequences of using such a powerful spell casually. Izuku, however, treated it like a simple quirk to eliminate the three-pointer. Okay, I won't use it anymore for now, happy, he replied, continuing his mission in what felt more like a junkyard than a battlefield. He dug into another two-pointer, extracting its power source and crushing it. Waste of metal. Another robot attempted to attack him, but he swiftly countered with his claws, dispatching it effortlessly. Junkyard trash, he exclaimed as he hurled the two-pointer into a nearby three-pointer that was about to strike. The impact caused the three-pointer to lose its balance and topple over. Izuku flew up, landing on it and staring into its glowing red eyes. Give me your face, he declared before clawing at the metal plate, tearing into its inner workings and causing an explosion. He stood there, confident that he had accumulated enough points, with only 2 minutes left in the challenge. That should be 126 points, right? He mused. Suddenly, a loud shout for help caught his attention. Reacting instantly, he sped towards the sound, only to find the girl he had helped earlier trapped under heavy debris. Help, she cried out as a one-pointer approached her. Without hesitation, Izuku flew in and sliced off the arm of the one-pointer before it could harm her. Are you okay? We can't have that cute face getting hurt, he said, lifting the debris off her. Thanks, armored guy. I'm glad you heard me shouting. She tried to stand but fell back down, her leg injured. I think my leg is sprained. No. I need more points, she insisted, determined not to let her journey end there. Stop pushing yourself, I'll help you, Izuku said, lifting her in a bridal carry. W8. If you help me, you'll lose points HH. He interrupted her by flying up higher than the buildings. Hey. Too high, she exclaimed, and he descended slightly. What's your plan exactly, she asked. I'm going to be your wings. You attack while I help you. I think I've got enough points already. Her expression changed, narrowing her brow. What's with that look? She questioned, looking away. Oh, nothing, just the fact that you called me cutie back there. He noticed her cheeks flush slightly. And, he inched closer, their noses almost touching. It's the truth, isn't it? I'm just stating facts. He felt victorious in their playful banter, and Albion cheered him on from within. Look at you all embarrassed. Just make sure to hold on tight, he said as they spotted a villain robot. You're in for the ride of your life, he declared. Izuku and the girl, who introduced herself as Mina Ashido, formed a unique partnership. He supported her as she attacked robots to gain points. I just gained 23 points. Are you sure you want to keep that in your tally? She asked. No, I'm good with my points, I've already passed 150 plus, he replied casually, causing her to gasp in shock. You have what? She exclaimed, startling him. Calm down, it's just 150 plus points, no big deal, he reassured her. While she focused on her targets, he was using his energy to eliminate several 3-pointers and 2-pointers. Don't say it so casually. Nobody here has that many points. Mina yelled, clearly impressed. Give me a break, just keep melting those incoming robots, he said, spotting a group of 3-pointers and a 1-pointer. Give them hell, he encouraged as he flew closer, allowing her to unleash her acid attack on the robots. It took time, but she eventually destroyed them. Scene change. As they continued their mission, they heard a voice calling for help. Help me. Please. They turned to see a massive shadow looming over the buildings. Is that a 0-pointer? Mina exclaimed in shock. Someone's in trouble. Izuku landed and set Mina down on the concrete. Stay here, he instructed. Do your best to save that damsel in distress, she urged him, and he smiled beneath his mask. I sure will. He flew towards the chaos, spotting a giant 0-pointer about to crush a girl trapped under rubble. This is why I hate not having boost when it matters, Izuku thought, realizing he lacked the strength to lift the debris in time. There's no other choice, he declared, flying closer to the robot. Are you really going to go this far for a mere human, partner? Albion questioned. I'm a hero, partner. Saving people is my calling, Izuku replied as he approached the 0-pointer. Scene change. I, who am about to awaken, Izuku began chanting, a surge of energy radiating from his armor. I am the heavenly dragon who lost all to the principle of supremacy. His armor glowed with a brilliant light and green energy. I envy the infinite and pursue the dream, he continued, enveloped in a sphere of light. I shall become the white dragon of supremacy, a voice declared as a brilliant ball of light expanded, growing larger than even the 0-pointer. I shall take you to the limits of innocence. The immense sphere of light was suddenly cleaved in two, revealing a colossal figure. In the UA teacher's viewing room, everyone gasped in astonishment. Is that a mechanical dragon? Power Loader wondered, trying to comprehend if it was a support item. There you are, my little man, Namuri Kayama, known as Midnight, said with a playful smile. Do you know who's using that support item? Aizawa raised an eyebrow at her comment. It's the same color scheme as the armor Izuku Midoriya used a few minutes ago. After he spoke, Namuri simply giggled. Just a casual acquaintance. His name is Izuku Midoriya. He has body armor just like the one you saw earlier, she explained, as Principal Nizu hurriedly searched through his papers. Found it, he exclaimed, beginning to read Izuku's file. Izuku Midoriya, 21 years old. Wait a minute. Quirkless. Nizu and Toshinori Yagi's eyes widened in disbelief. What do you mean by quirkless? Yagi asked. It says here he's quirkless, even after that manifestation of armor ability. He went through a re-examination, and the outcome was still the same. No doctor could figure out why. They all struggled to process what Nizu had just revealed. That's Izuku for you. Whatever he has isn't a quirk, I'm sure of it. No sentient quirk ever called me a horny MLF, she recalled, remembering a moment when Albion had innocently referred to her that way. The others looked at her in shock. Someone save me. Ochako pleaded, her dream of becoming a hero flashing before her eyes. All her life, she wanted to rescue her parents from their struggles. Please. As her consciousness began to fade, she was suddenly enveloped in shadow, a massive figure soaring above her. What is that? She gasped as she watched the enormous white dragon dig its claws into the zero-pointer. It's lifting the zero-pointer, she shouted, witnessing the dragon lifting the robot and flying away with it. Thank you, she exclaimed, grateful for the unexpected rescue. It felt like a battle of titans, albeit one-sided. My leg, though, she glanced down at her leg, clearly injured from the rubble. Moments later, a man clad in armor approached her. Are you all right, miss? He asked gently. She pointed to the debris on her leg. My leg. Izuku carefully removed the rubble, causing her to wince in pain. She groaned as he helped her to her feet. Here, I'll help you up. As he steadied her, she lost her balance, her leg still hurting. Izuku supported her, allowing her to lean against his armor. You'll be fine, Mississippi. I'm sure Recovery Girl is on her way. As the buzzer echoed, signaling the end of the exam, she whispered, thank you. Izuku smiled, confident that there were hidden points in the exam for saving lives, not just fighting villains. I think so too, my partner, Albion agreed. At the Midoriya residence, a 3-story house covering over 15,000 square feet, Izuku lived alone. His family had been lost to tragedy. His father left when he was diagnosed as quirkless, and his mother, Inko, had died in a villain attack. He maintained a room for her, filled with memories from their old apartment. It had been 2 years since that fateful day. Are you all right, honey? Don't come home late, okay? Inko's voice echoed in his memory. Yes, Mom. I'll just finish training and then head home, he had replied. Okay, honey, I'll wait for you. Boom. Mom. What happened? Did I just hear an explosion? Inko. It's a villain attack, Izuku. Don't come home. Please promise me you won't ack. That was the last he heard of her, her desperate plea haunting him. He returned home to find his mother's lifeless body, and in that moment, he lost himself. He gained power, but at what cost? He vowed to honor her memory and seek justice for her death. I will find you. Muscular, he vowed, his eyes glowing with determination. Welcome to your hero academia, young Midoriya. Congratulations, Mr. Top Scorer, the hologram announced. Despite the accolades, he remained unfazed, having anticipated this outcome. Get lost, you hypocrite, he muttered under his breath, recalling a conversation from 3 years ago. He had discovered All Might's secret, how the hero transformed from a muscular figure to a frail man. All Might, can someone like me, who has no quirk, become a hero too? He had asked, hopeful. But the answer he received was not what he had wished for. No, it's not possible, kid. You can't be a hero without a quirk. You should consider other jobs, like a fireman or even a policeman. Sure, they get laughed at since heroes do most of the villain captures, but it's still a respectable job, Izuku heard All Might say as he knelt, feeling his strength wane. If that's all, I'll take my leave, young man, All Might said, leaving Izuku alone with his thoughts. If only you saw the heroism in me, All Might. I could have been a good successor to your power, to one for all, Izuku murmured, sadness creeping into his voice. He wiped a tear from his cheek. Partner. We've talked about this. Doubting your own capability for heroism isn't healthy for your mental state, he slouched in his seat. Sorry. You're right, partner. I'll look away from the past, stop doubting myself, and walk toward the future, he cheered, a genuine smile forming on his face as he felt Albion's presence. That's more like it. That's the partner I know, not some sniveling brat, Albion encouraged. And I might add, why don't you find something to distract yourself right par? Albion was interrupted as Izuku received a message. A message? Izuku questioned, opening his phone to read the notification. A message with a picture from Pinky the cutie appeared. Pinky, a gift for saving me from the debris and carrying me through the exam. Izuku's eyes widened. Are you serious? What are you thinking sending that to me? Pinky, I don't know, just felt like it. Why are you curious if I'm naked or not? Do you want to see? Izuku was at a loss for words. Pinky, come on, be honest with me here. He hesitated, then replied. Pinky, of course, Greenie. Izuku sent an attachment, feeling flustered. Pinky, oh wow. You're really just messing with me with that innocent guy act, huh? You're an expert at making women act up. Be honest, you're excited now, right? Izuku felt his face heat up. Pinky, sorry. But I know how to make it up to you, Greenie. Suddenly, Pinky initiated a video call. Izuku saw an opportunity and picked up the call. Like I said, partner, this is a chance to distract yourself and have fun, he recalled Albion's voice. Albion, I think you should rest for now, he urged his partner, who replied, don't have to tell me twice. Albion retreated into the depths of Izuku's mind, not wanting to witness what was to come. Izuku lay on his king-sized bed, exhausted from the day's events. In his dreams, he found himself in a whimsical world, enjoying the carefree moments. Meanwhile, Mina Ashido paced outside Class 1A, glancing at the door. She was waiting for someone special, and it had been weeks since they met. Is he late or something, she wondered, pacing back and forth. I'm sure he got in. He said he had over 150 points, there's no way he didn't get accepted. Just then, the door opened, and her heart raced as she saw him, green hair and green eyes, radiating confidence. Greenie, she exclaimed, running up to him and tackling him in a friendly embrace. Izuku smiled slightly. Hey, Pinky, what's up, he replied, while Mina looked at him with a smirk. Oh, nothing much, just happy you're here, she said, holding onto his waist, causing a few classmates to blush at the sight. Can you let me go, Pinky? Everyone's looking, he started, but was interrupted by a voice. You too. That's enough. Such behavior is not befitting a student of UA, a boy with dark blue hair spoke up, drawing attention to them. It's nothing, come on, chill. I'm just hugging him, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Mina defended. It is. Cease this behavior. Ida insisted, wanting them to act more formally. Oh. This isn't inappropriate, Mina countered. What do you mean? Izuku began, but Mina pulled him closer, surprising him with a quick kiss. See? That's inappropriate, she said with a playful grin. How unsightly. Please refrain from such actions in formal settings. Ida exclaimed, clearly irritated. Izuku sighed, sharing Albion's frustration. Does anyone here have an ice quirk? Can you please freeze this guy? He doesn't know when to chill, Izuku remarked, his irritation growing. What are you doing here, DKU? Bakugo shouted, his voice filled with anger. And you think you deserve to be here? You bullied a quirkless kid, Izuku shot back, stepping closer to Bakugo, ready to stand his ground. Is that a student who deserves to be in UA? Are you sure? Izuku inched closer, a smirk hidden behind his hand as he whispered into Bakugo's ear. You're not even worth being called a hero in training. You're just a villain wanting to be a hero because you thought some quirkless kid was looking down on you. Bakugo, fueled by anger, lunged at Izuku, fury in his eyes. Not very hero-like, divide. A blue light enveloped Bakugo as he felt his quirk weaken. What happened to my explosions? What did you do? He yelled at Izuku, who had his arm outstretched toward Bakugo's face. Oh, quit playing the victim. With that attitude, no one would ever believe you, Izuku replied, pointing a finger at him. I didn't do anything, you were about to attack, so in self-defense, I used my ability on you. Divide lets me have the power of whoever I want and keep that energy for myself. He smirked. Just as Bakugo was about to attack again, 3 classmates stepped in between them. Rikido Sato, Tenya Ida, and Eijiro Kirishima intervened, not wanting the situation to escalate further. That's enough, you two. We're here at UA to become heroes, not to settle scores, Tenya Ida declared, taking charge and stopping the confrontation. Just you wait, Deku. I'll put you back in your place. Bakugo shouted as he walked back to his chair. Enough, Greenie. Ignore that guy, he seems like a lot of trouble, Mina said, holding Izuku by the waist while glancing at the irritated Katsuki Bakugo. You're right. Izuku replied, gritting his teeth and clenching his fists, struggling to contain his anger. The tension in the room was palpable until a bubbly girl opened the door cheerfully. What happened? She asked, and Izuku noticed a presence behind her. Nothing, and hey there, sensei. Izuku grinned upon making eye contact with the person inside the yellow sleeping bag. Oh good, someone who's actually aware, said the dark-haired man, looking like he hadn't slept in weeks. Come on, let's have orientation with Class 1B, then quirk apprehension, the tired teacher instructed. Kirishima, eager to lead the class, chimed in, let's go. Orientation with the sister class. He stepped out of the classroom, staying close to Aizawa. Hey Greenie, look at sensei, Mina said, prompting Izuku to glance again. Doesn't he look like a yellow caterpillar? She stifled a laugh, not wanting to get in trouble. Pinky, don't you dare laugh, Izuku warned, locking eyes with her. But as Mina began to giggle, he quickly covered her mouth, not wanting her to get expelled. Calm down, he urged, though Mina continued to laugh behind his hand. In a moment of desperation, Izuku playfully bit her shoulder to stop her laughter. Kya, she squealed, drawing everyone's attention. Izuku froze, looking like a deer caught in headlights. Mina stood beside Izuku, along with their classmates, while Class 1B sat just a few meters away. Hey, Greenie, got any idea what this is going to be about? Izuku shrugged in response. No idea, really. How about you, Albion? He asked, not bothering to hide his partner. Your mate is beside your partner, you're aware you're revealing my presence to her, right? Albion remarked. Mina, curious, asked, wait, who's Albion, Greenie? Oh, just the ancient dragon of supremacy within my mind. No biggie, he replied casually, watching her eyes widen in surprise. Izubabi, did you just say ancient dragon? She whispered, her excitement palpable. Yeah, he confirmed, and she slumped back in her seat. Dragon. Ancient. Supremacy, she said, cupping Izuku's cheeks. My boyfriend is awesome. She then gave him a cute kiss on the nose. That's cute. Die in a hole, partner. Albion exclaimed, feeling jealous of Izuku's relationship while lamenting his own existence as a dragon without a body or mate. Just leave me alone, Albion, Izuku thought, feeling the weight of his partner's complaints. Partner. I feel it. A sacred gear is here. It's weak, not a Longinus. Albion informed him, sensing the presence among the students. I felt this power before, it's one of Issei Hayadu's mates, the nun. One of the students here has twilight healing, Albion added, prompting Izuku to ponder who it could be. Twilight healing. I wonder who has it, Izuku mused, scanning the students. Find it, partner. Whoever holds the twilight healing is of great value to us, Albion urged. Mina tugged at his side, breaking his concentration. Hey, are you talking to your dragon? Can I say hi? Izuku nodded. Hello to you too, my partner's mate, Albion greeted her, causing Mina to raise an eyebrow in confusion. Oh. He can talk to me too. Hey, Albion-san, what do you mean by mate? She asked. The tattoo on your chest explains that. He claimed you, Albion replied. Mina, intrigued, unbuttoned her uniform to reveal a neon blue dragon insignia. Cool. I got a free tattoo. Awesome, she cheered, while Izuku sighed at her bubbly enthusiasm. That's what she's focused on. Just kill me already, he thought, pinching his temple. Hey. It's my first tattoo, give me a break, she pouted, resting her head on his shoulder. She enjoyed the moment, taking in his pleasant scent. No chance, babe. Just hush, we might get scolded by one of those stuck-ups again, he warned her, hoping to avoid any trouble. Since you students already have your pamphlets, please read them in your spare time, Vlad King, the blood hero, announced while waving a copy of the pamphlet for the students to see. He highlighted some of the best parts of the school, such as the cafeteria where lunch rush works, the library filled with books on heroics and other subjects, and the training grounds, gyms Alpha to Gamma, where students could fully utilize their quirks under the watchful eyes of their teachers, with permission, of course. I won't cover every detail in the pamphlet, you can read it later, Vlad King continued. Izuku listened attentively, eager to try out the gyms for training. Partner, I would like to check out the library. Would you mind? He asked his companion. I don't mind, we'll check it out when we have the time, Izuku replied. His partner was pleased with that, despite being an ancient dragon, the knowledge of another world was too enticing to ignore. The orientation concluded, and the class dispersed to explore. Mina clung to Izuku like a koala, sticking close to him. Got somewhere you want to start the tour, baby? Mina asked. Nothing in mind yet, babe. You. Izuku replied. Let's try the cafeteria, we still have 2 hours until the quirk apprehension. Come on, baby. You and Albion-san are my scary dog privilege, Mina exclaimed. Izuku pinched the bridge of his nose, and Albion commented, gotta say, partner, she has you hooked. Guess so, but that's her charm, Izuku admitted as Mina dragged him toward the cafeteria. Mina paid for the food and began feeding Izuku as if he were a child. I'm not a baby. I can eat with my own hands, he protested, feeling embarrassed. You're my baby, though. Say, she insisted, taking his chin again. Babe, I said he started, but when his mouth opened wide enough, she fed him a spoonful of minced beef. Albion was internally lamenting the humiliation his partner was experiencing. At another table, Momo Yaoyorozu and her new acquaintance Kyoka Jairu observed the scene. Do they realize they're in the cafeteria? Jairu asked. I guess not, but it's sweet of them, Momo replied, covering her mouth. Being sheltered, she had little understanding of romance, though romance novels filled that gap. True, but it's a bummer to know he's taken already, Jairu said, her gaze lingering on Izuku. Looks like someone's got a crush, although I can't fault you for that, Momo teased, also admiring Izuku's features. Hey. I don't have a crush on him. Jairu defended herself, a blush creeping onto her cheeks. He does look good, can't deny that, Momo said. Far more charismatic than every guy in our class. He's confident too, something I lack, she added. Meanwhile, Katsuki Bakugo sat alone at another table, glaring at Izuku. Just where did this guy come from? He was supposed to be quirkless. How did he get in with that lousy trick he pulled, he thought, feeling anger simmering within him. I'll put you in your place, just you wait, he muttered, stabbing the pork on his plate. Just you wait, Deku, he thought, his eyes glowing with rage. You made me look like a fool, you've been hiding a quirk after all, you faker. In his mind, an ancient voice spoke to Katsuki. Are you sure you have what it takes to dominate everyone, Katsuki Bakugo? What was that? Who are you? He yelled, trying to comprehend the voice. I am asking you a question, brat. Can your will of domination surpass everyone else? Can you stand up to anyone? The voice continued. Of course I can. I am the best. These people are nothing but extras. Katsuki replied, anger evident in his tone. Then show me your domination. A light enveloped Katsuki's hand, and a red gauntlet manifested on his arm. Prove me right for choosing you, Katsuki Bakugo, the voice commanded, and Katsuki smirked, feeling a surge of power within him. Don't have to tell me twice. Ha ha ha, he laughed, feeling invincible with this newfound strength. Meanwhile, Izuku watched Katsuki, a smirk on his lips. Didn't expect the boosted gear to suddenly manifest, but still. It won't change anything, he thought, knowing he had access to powerful abilities that would keep him safe. You are right, partner. Even with that old fool's help, his new host still couldn't scratch you, Albion replied. But it makes me wonder, what happened to Issei Hayadu? Izuku pondered, curious about the strongest Red Dragon Emperor. Wait. This signature. This isn't the Drake I know, it feels weaker, Izuku noted, his smirk widening. Looks like even with that thing, he's still going to have a hard time. Ha ha ha. It's quite funny hearing you call Drake a thing. Don't mind me, I just find it amusing, Albion chuckled at Izuku's words. At least now I have a reason to confront him, especially with all the bullying he did to me. Now, I have even more motivation, Izuku concluded, determination filling his heart. Partner, are you sure about this? Albion asked, aware of his host's determination. Yes, I'm offering my heart to exchange for that of a dragon's. This will transform my entire body, making me a hybrid. He concluded, while Albion added, a hybrid, a human with the instincts, strength, and abilities of the dragon who gave its heart. Izuku smiled, confident in his plan. This means I'll gain enhanced instincts, strength, potential, and durability, plus some of your white scales. Albion appreciated that aspect of his partner's decision. If you say so. Just expect some scales on your shoulders and below your cheeks, that's where they usually appear, he informed Izuku, knowing that in this world, it wasn't unusual for someone to gain draconic traits. Thanks, partner, Izuku replied, grinning at Katsuki, who was unaware of the exchange. Suddenly, Izuku's eyes changed color, his formerly emerald green eyes were now golden yellow, with red slits in his pupils. Let's see who's the better dragon, Izuku thought, releasing his draconic aura. He noticed Katsuki jump out of his seat, hands raised, ready to confront whoever had unleashed that powerful presence. Pathetic, Izuku muttered, disappointed in Katsuki's reaction. He's more of an embarrassment than Issei Hayadu in his early days, Albion added, sharing Izuku's sentiment. Although I want to try something. Now that he has Drake, this plan could work on him. It might be a bit devious, but he deserves it, Izuku said, while Albion's eyes widened in surprise at his partner's intentions. No, partner. You can't mean to go that far, Albion cautioned, feeling a sense of dread about Izuku's thoughts. Oh, you bet I will, Albion, Izuku replied, picking up his phone to dial a number. Meanwhile, Katsuki Bakugo, now feeling more confident with newfound power and a commanding voice in his head, thought that Deku found himself a girl, but that doesn't matter, I'll find someone too. I'm better than that stupid Deku. Just then, he felt a tug behind him. Hey there, got a minute? A redhead greeted him. Yeah. What do you want, tomato head? He shot back, trying to sound tough. I was just curious, you seem to hate that Mina's boyfriend, she said, noticing his irritation. Katsuki's forehead twitched at the mention of Izuku. Wait, did you just call that pink alien a beach? Do you have a history with her? He asked. We do, alright. A long one since middle school, she replied, smirking, and Katsuki saw an ally in her. Go on, I'm listening, he urged, intrigued. That girl always stole the spotlight from me. Every year, she was everyone's favorite, and that attention should have been mine, she exclaimed, her frustration evident. Katsuki smiled sinisterly. I think we're going to have a good chat, he said, both of them sharing a knowing smirk. Meanwhile, a villain yelled, "You heroes are weak," as he hurled a car at a hero. "You're all weak." Just then, the dragon hero arrived to save the day. The dragon hero. Finally, a challenge, the villain exclaimed, while Ryukyu, the dragon hero, thought to herself, "I'm weak. I can't fight muscular alone. I need backup." Deep within her soul, a voice resonated. "I will help you. Use my strength." Ryukyu felt the presence of a powerful figure within her. Who are you?" she asked. Grasping her head as Muscular looked at her, bewildered. "Looks like the hero lost her marbles from fear," he taunted, but then he felt a chill as Ryukyu transformed, her scales becoming stronger, blue with silver accents. Her eyes glowed golden as she faced Muscular menacingly. "Good. Make good use of my power, and find my mate," the voice instructed. "Fine. You got a deal, so thanks for this power-up," Ryukyu replied, feeling the surge of strength within her. As the battle raged on, heroes watched from the sidelines. "I didn't know Ryukyu could have blue scales," one hero remarked, while others agreed. "Do we need to intervene?" "We should help Ryukyu," another suggested, only to be smacked on the back of the head by a woman. "Are you an idiot? We'll be a liability for Ryukyu. Those two are out of our league," she exclaimed, pointing at the two powerful combatants. "Your resolve is not enough, your assimilation of my power is only 3%, which isn't enough for that villain," the voice guided Ryukyu's movements, highlighting openings in Muscular's attacks. "Strike his left kneecap." Ryukyu followed the command, dislocating Muscular's knee. "Arg! You DMN dragon," he yelled, lunging at her, but she dodged effortlessly. "You're losing the assimilation state, end this fight now." "Aim for his vital organ," the voice urged, as Ryukyu felt her power waning. In the heat of battle, Muscular aimed a powerful punch at her, but the voice shouted, "ACT now. Morals be damned." With that, Ryukyu unleashed her full strength, striking Muscular's stomach, and in that moment, she lost her transformation, reverting to her human form. And no. Ryukyu's legs gave way, and she knelt on the ground as her power faded, her body reaching its limits. "Ha ha ha. Looks like I was lucky. This is a promise, you dragon. I'll defeat you the next time we meet." Muscular, clutching the wound on his stomach, began to run away. "Come back here. Come ba." Ryukyu lost consciousness just as the watching heroes rushed to her aid. "He's already hurt. Go after him," one commanding heroine urged the others, who quickly followed her orders. "Hey, Ryukyu-san, come on. Open your eyes." She placed her head on Ryukyu's chest and sighed with relief upon hearing her heartbeat. Thank God she's fine. With her incredible strength, she lifted Ryukyu's unconscious body and carried her to the ambulance. Meanwhile, in her mind, Ryukyu found herself floating in a vast white space where nothing could be seen for miles. "Where am I?" she wondered, looking around in confusion. "What's this place?" Suddenly, a voice spoke from behind her. "I've been waiting for you, child." Ryukyu turned to see the source of the voice. "Are you Tiamat?" she asked, and the figure nodded. "Yes, I was the voice who spoke to you." The soft voice of Tiamat calmed her. "I will explain who I am and what my purpose is here. Please, listen to me very carefully." Izuku was walking through the hallways of UA when he felt a surge of energy. "What was that?" "That was a dragon, wasn't it?" he asked his partner. "It was, but from the weak signature, I can't determine who," Albion replied, as Izuku looked into the distance where he sensed the dragon's energy. "I'll leave it at that, maybe it was just Ryukyu or something. Maybe her quirk awakened," he said, pulling out his notebook. Hero Analysis for the Future. Volume 16. I can't write it down. Who knows whose quirk that was? I'll have to find a second-year senior to document it for my hero analysis, he thought, ignoring the surge of power as he headed toward where the second years might be. To the victims, he said while searching for someone to interview. He found one, Nijire Hado. Hello, senpai. Good morning. Can I have a bit of your time? He asked, smiling at the beautiful pale blue-haired woman. Oh. What's this? I don't mind, what's your question, little Kohai, she replied, her cheerful energy matching his curiosity. Did she just call me little? Izuku thought, but before he could dwell on it, Albion interrupted his thoughts. Stop right there. No need to compare, the dragon within him said, pinching the bridge of his nose. Let me have my moment, you albino lizard, Izuku retorted before continuing with his question. I just want to ask about your quirk, mess, he extended his hand, and she shook it. Oh. Are you an analyst or something? That's awesome. My quirk is wave motion, it lets me project energy in a spiral wave, but too much use can take a toll on my stamina, she explained, and Izuku hastily scribbled down her words, much to her amusement. Ah. Have you tried a funnel motion when using it? Have you countered the motion by making your hands go counterclockwise of your spiral? He asked excitedly. I haven't tried those ideas, but when I have the time, I'll give them a shot. You seem fun to be around. Want to spend some time with your lonely senpai? She offered. Izuku pondered her invitation. I want to, but my girlfriend might get jealous. Would it be okay if she joins us? He asked. Huh? Oh no, no. She can come. The more, the merrier. Nijire exclaimed as Izuku took out his phone to message his girlfriend. Babe. Hey babe, I have a senpai here who wants to spend some time with me. Would you mind tagging along? She's really energetic like you, I'm sure you'll like her. Whoa. Really? Sure, I'll go. I want to ask some questions too, like how they train and stuff. Just tell me when you decide where we're hanging out. Sure, just go to the water fountain and wait for us there, babe. Okay, I'll wait there. See ya, baby. Izuku put his phone away. Water fountain. Nijire nodded. Let's go. As they walked, something sinister occurred just on the other side of the building, in the teacher's lounge, where no teachers were present. A portal of purple mist manifested. This must be the teacher's lounge. Good thing our little Trojan horse already got here, or we wouldn't have a way in, said the figure in the mist, snatching a few papers from a teacher's table. Ah, I see. This must be the schedule plan for USJ, he said, examining the papers. Just as he was about to warp out of the teacher's lounge, a blur crashed through the wall, grabbing him by the neck. What the? Both of them tumbled outside the building. Who are you? Why do you feel like you're not even human? There's no supernatural creatures here, why do you feel like an undead? The misty figure regained his composure, realizing he couldn't be caught. Who are you? He demanded, manifesting a warp portal behind him. The White Dragon Emperor. Izuku attempted to punch the villain, but he vanished before Izuku's fist could make contact. DMN it, that guy is slippery, Izuku thought, pondering for a moment. I need to tell Principal Nizu about this. He quickly texted Mina, letting her know he'd be late due to an unexpected situation. Good call, partner. Inform the proper authority. The principal's office now, he said as he ran toward the office, dematerializing his armor first. Izuku recalled the pleading voice he heard from the villain he fought. He had ignored it during the confrontation, but now he was curious about why a dead body still contained a soul. As he whispered the same words the soul had pleaded during the fight, he felt a chill. Help me, please. Save me. Shoyuta. In the UA principal's office, Izuku burst through the door. Principal. We're under siege. They took some papers from the teacher's lounge. Nizu's eyebrows furrowed. What do you mean, Midoriya-san? The calm and composed principal asked, needing clarification. All right. Let's talk, principal. It's important. Izuku took a seat in front of the principal's desk. I have a hunch about why they took that information. His voice was serious, a stark contrast to his usual playful tone. It's about a gut feeling and a statistical scenario I concocted that one of us within UA campus. Izuku's voice paused as he looked into the principal's eyes. Is a traitor. Aizawa woke up to the sound of his alarm, echoing in his ears. Emergency meeting, he wondered, and then the speakers in the hallway crackled to life with Principal Nizu's voice. Please, all teachers come to my office post haste to cancel all ongoing classes, this is an emergency. Aizawa grumbled, realizing he had slept through his quirk apprehension test. Looks like I have to cancel it, he muttered, slapping his forehead. I guess I should go. Just what's so important that Principal Nizu called for all the teaching staff out of the blue, he mused as he composed himself and folded his sleeping bag. In Principal Nizu's office, all the teaching staff had gathered. Now that everyone is here, we're going to discuss an attack on the teacher's lounge, Nizu announced. Gasps filled the room, some teachers maintaining composure while others reacted vocally. What? The lounge got attacked. Midnight exclaimed, confused as to why villains would target UA. And why is Midoriya here? Present Mike asked, pointing at Izuku, who was beside Nizu, sipping tea. Izuku set his cup down and composed himself, knowing he needed to show calmness and authority. You see, Sensei, I was the one who confronted the villain who attacked the teacher's lounge. He displayed the crumpled papers the villain had dropped while fleeing. Midoriya, isn't that the schedule for classes 1A and 1B? Aizawa asked, to which Izuku nodded. Yes, Sensei. The villain dropped it while escaping through a portal created by their quirk. He placed the papers on the table. I sensed that creature's life force. It felt unnatural, almost like it wasn't human, so I tried to stop it, but it got away. Some teachers furrowed their brows at Izuku's mention of stopping the villain. Midoriya, why do you have such thoughts about harming a villain? All Might asked, puzzled by his student's words. It's not about killing, that thing isn't truly alive. Someone experimented on dead bodies, Izuku replied, his voice heavy with emotion. As he spoke, the atmosphere in the room shifted. Someone is trying to play God. I could feel the soul trapped within that creature. I heard its voice. It keeps repeating in my head. All Might leaned in, intrigued, sensing a connection to All for One. What did the voice say, young Midoriya? All Might prompted. Izuku took a breath and continued, save me. He pointed at Aizawa. Show Yuta. Aizawa began to tremble in his seat, comforted by Mike and Midnight on either side. Over and over again, the voice pleaded. Izuku added, tears rolling down their faces. It can't be. Midnight whispered, still processing the weight of Izuku's words. It sounds like this trapped soul has a connection to you, Sensei, she said, moving closer to Izuku and hugging him tightly. Please, look into my eyes and tell me more. Izuku saw the concern in her gaze. I still have something important to share, he said, gently prying her hands away from his cheeks. I heard the villain mention something before I confronted him, Izuku said, walking to Nizu and picking up a rook piece from the chessboard. He mentioned a Trojan horse, he declared, raising the piece for everyone to see. So I am certain when I say this, UA has a traitor. He looked at each teacher in turn. It's not one of you, the villain mentioned that their Trojan horse has been in the lounge before. I suspect the student is the traitor, someone determined to work with a villain, Izuku concluded. You're not suggesting we should doubt every student, right, Midoriya? Vladking asked. I have my suspicions but will keep them to myself until I gather more evidence, Izuku replied, while Aizawa and Nizu exchanged knowing glances. Both Nizu and Aizawa asked in unison. Yes. Izuku said as he began to walk toward the door. And about the harming part. It's personal to me, he added, his intensity rising. A villain took my mother's life. I will find him. Izuku opened the door and looked back at them. And show him the wrath of a dragon. With that, he closed the door behind him. The room fell silent as everyone processed his words. Nizu regained his composure first. Aizawa, keep an eye on Midoriya. Make sure no one pushes his patience, Nizu commanded, and Aizawa nodded, understanding the gravity of the situation. I need to talk to him, Midnight said, excusing herself to follow Izuku. Nizu, with his keen instincts, felt the weight of Midoriya's intent. Why yeah, he stuttered, his intent to harm surpasses any villain I've faced, both Aizawa and All Might thought. Give him everything he wants, a place here at UA, any favors he asks for. If he's caught doing anything inappropriate on school grounds, ignore it. Give him special treatment, Nizu instructed, as a picture of a white dragon from the entrance exam appeared on the large screen. I don't want that against us, so treat him special from other students. I know this isn't right, but this is for the better, Nizu commanded his staff, and they all nodded in agreement. Aizu, I need to talk with you. Please stop walking. Midnight said as she grabbed Izuku's arm. What do you want, Nem? He asked, turning to face her. I need to tell you something. I adopted someone. A little girl. As she spoke, a bright light surrounded her, and when it faded, Izuku's eyes widened in shock. A figure appeared before them. Office, both Albion and Izuku exclaimed, astonished. You've got to be kidding me. Izuku was in disbelief, rubbing his eyes to ensure he wasn't hallucinating. I want you to meet my adopted daughter, Office-chan. Midnight hugged the little girl, showering her with affection like a proud mother. Izuku and Albion were momentarily overwhelmed, both fainting from the shock. Aizu! Midnight exclaimed, grabbing Izuku's hand to prevent him from hitting his head on the floor. Wake up, she urged, while Office looked on, confused. Is he okay, mommy? The girl asked, glancing between Midnight and the unconscious Izuku. He's fine, Office-chan. He's just unconscious. Suddenly, Izuku jolted awake. Oh, it's you, Nem. I just had a weird dream about the Dragon of Infinity. He locked eyes with the little girl again. Hi, mister, she said, and just like that, Izuku fainted again. Midnight sighed in frustration. Aizu. This is the second time he's fainted, she said, annoyed, as she gently slapped his cheeks to wake him up once more. After a couple of minutes, Izuku woke up again, staring at the two of them. Hi again, mister, Office said cheerfully. Don't faint again, or else. Midnight warned, pinching his cheeks playfully. I won't promise, he replied, struggling to speak clearly due to her grip. She released him, and he took a deep breath. Office, he said, kneeling to her level and examining her closely. Do you remember the White Dragon Emperor? He asked, his brow furrowed in concern. No, mister. What's that? Office replied, looking puzzled. Izuku and Albion finally relaxed, realizing that she didn't have her memories of being the Dragon of Infinity. So. I guess Office lost her memories, huh, Albion? Izuku said, and Albion confirmed, yes, it seems so. What's your plan? Take care of her, what else? Izuku replied confidently. Are you sure you can help the Dragon of Infinity? Albion asked, raising an eyebrow. Of course. She's just a little girl who lost her memories. Helping her will be no problem, Izuku said, starting to pat Office on the head. She smiled at the affection. She smiled. The Dragon of Infinity smiled. What is going on? Albion exclaimed, overwhelmed. Do you want me to help you raise her, Nem? Midnight asked eagerly. Yes. I need help with Office-chan since you're a dragon and all, and I have no idea what dragons want, Izuku admitted, smiling at her as he took both her and Office's hands. Okay then, I'll just have to inform my girlfriend first, he said, pulling out his phone. Where has my life gone? Now I'm co-parenting a dragon god with the woman I had a one-night stand with, he thought, exasperated. Huh? Who was that? Midnight asked, looking around. I swear I heard someone. Must be the wind, Izuku replied, shaking his head. Mina, being open-minded and already familiar with Izuku's adventures with pro-heroes, accepted the situation and was excited to spoil little Office-chan too. You are just the cutest, Office-chan. Mina squealed, pinching Office's cheeks playfully. Throughout my life, I've never seen anyone treat the dragon god of infinity like a little adorable kid, Albion remarked, both scared and amused by the scene unfolding before him. Let her have her fun, partner. She doesn't have a single idea who Office is, Izuku said, watching Office enjoy Mina's attention. I'm not even going to question her law-breaking powers. It's like she's the second coming of Issei Hayate, bending the laws of reality, and here's your girlfriend with the power of spoiling that even the dragon god feared by the Bible is not immune to. Albion thought, losing consciousness again in Izuku's mind. And he's out again. Office-chan, since your mother isn't here, I guess you'll have to sit in class with us today, Izuku said, and Office nodded, not fully understanding. Aizawa didn't question why Midnight's child was there or why she kept calling Izuku father. He decided to mind his business and continue with the lesson. Wow! Mina-san, I didn't know you guys adopted a kid. She's so cute. Hagakure, the bubbly invisible girl, cooed at Office-chan. I didn't foresee you being the mature type, Midoriya. Color me impressed, Momo Yaoyorozu added, a hint of jealousy in her voice. Oh, she's not my adopted kid, she's Izuku's and Midnight Sensei's, Mina casually revealed, causing shockwaves to ripple through the room. What? Midoriya, you BSTRD. You got your grabby hands on Midnight Sensei. Minoru Mineta, the class pervert, yelled in jealousy. Seeing an opportunity, Izuku grinned mischievously. Oh, I did get my grabby hands on her. You should have heard her call my name, he teased, causing Mineta to faint from shock. And he's out. Can this guy get any worse? Izuku sighed, while the girls and some of the guys stared at him in disbelief. Oh, you guys should hear his story with him lady too, Mina added nonchalantly. What, was the collective reaction, except for Shoto Todoroki and Bakugo, who remained indifferent. That's manly as anyone can get. Tell me, man, what's your secret? Izuku was bombarded by questions from his classmates, mainly Denki Kaminari, Eijiro Kirishima, Ojiro Mashireo, and Rikido Sato, who were all eager to know more about his love life. Guys, calm down. One at a time, Izuku replied, trying to manage the excitement. After all the commotion, Albion saw the opportunity to tell his partner something important. Partner, you felt it too, right? When one of your classmates made contact with you. Izuku nodded in response. I did. It's a replica sacred gear that Azazel made, but how did it even find its way here? His gaze lingered on a particular classmate. Ojiro Mashireo, huh? It's not active yet, but he has the replica sacred gear. Izuku paused for a moment, recalling the name of that sacred gear. Of Sun Wukong's staff, Rui Jingu Bang. At least. I saved you, partner. We'll meet again. Just treat your new partner right, Albion. Goodbye. Albion suddenly woke up in Izuku's mindscape, still having hazy memories of what happened. Was that Valley? The old dragon asked himself, still dazed by the overlapping dreams. Alright, problem children, you now have to choose who will be your class representative. Have fun picking, just wake me up when it's done, Aizawa said while dusting off his sleeping bag and going inside it, closing his eyes and falling asleep almost immediately. Pick me. I want to be class rep. Kaminari exclaimed. No, pick me. As class rep, I'll make things more fun. Mineta yelled, causing the girls to react in disgust. Me. I can be class rep. Mina chimed in, but Izuku gently grabbed her hand and put it down. Don't even try. This class is already a mess as it is. We both know you can't, babe, he sighed, looking at Mina, whose feelings were visibly hurt. Attention everyone. Can we settle this as civilly as possible? I suggest we do a vote on who should be our class representative. Tenya Ida took charge, calming the chaos in the room. That's a good idea. Civil and proper, I like that, Izuku voiced his agreement. From there, everyone agreed to hold a vote. Each student was given a piece of paper to write down who they thought should lead the class. After about 10 minutes, the final tally was announced. Looks like I lost. No matter, I did my best, so that's all that counts, Ida said while looking at the scoreboard. Almost everyone received 0 or 1 vote, except for a few. Yaoyorozu, 2 votes. Tenya Ida, 1 vote. Izuku Midoriya, 8 votes. Okay, who voted for that useless Deku? Bakugo yelled in frustration. What do you think? We'll vote for you. Tough luck, Kaminari shot back. What did you say to me, extra? Bakugo retorted, summoning his gear and creating small explosions in his hand. See? What I mean? Kaminari added. Say it again, extra, and you're dead. Bakugo threatened, ready to charge at Kaminari, but Izuku stepped in front of him, blocking his path. Get out of my way, Deku. Bakugo demanded, trying to shove Izuku aside, but it was like trying to move a wall. That's enough from you. Call off your gear, it's not intimidating, Izuku said, his tone firm. Don't tell me what to do, Deku. You're not the boss of me. Bakugo shot back, causing more explosions. This is your last warning. Call it off and sit back down, Izuku's voice lowered, filled with intensity. Or what, huh, Deku? Why don't you mind your own business and go back to your girlfriend instead? Bakugo taunted, pushing Izuku's buttons. Izuku had reached his limit. Sit down. This is my final warning, he said, the atmosphere growing tense as the other students felt a chill. Or else what? Do some, Bakugo began, but Izuku interrupted, grabbing him by the collar. Midoriya. That's enough. Tenya Ida called out, trying to reason with him. Izuku had always been put down for being himself, and he was tired of it. The anger that had built up over the years was about to surface. I who am about to awaken, he began, feeling the heat of his emotions rising. Babe. Izuku called for Mina, the light in his dark world. Yeah, don't worry, I'm here. Just calm down, okay? Don't lose yourself over someone who's not worth it, she said, taking his hands and guiding him back. Are you scared, huh, Deku? Looks like I was right, you're still the same useless nerd. Bakugo taunted again. That's why your aunt died, because you're useless, Bakugo didn't see it coming. An object struck him right on the jaw. What the? Who did that? Don't you dare bring someone's family into this. You don't have the right to use people's sorrow to get to them. You're a villain. The one who hit him was Ojiro Mashireo, standing there with his weapon out, tears streaming down his face as he glared at Bakugo. Ojiro-san? Hagakure asked, confused by Ojiro's sudden aggression. Everyone stood in awe, fear, and shock as Ojiro snapped, the catalyst bringing forth the weapon living inside his soul. You've gone too far. Ojiro yelled in frustration and anger, pointing at Bakugo. Oh, you want to go, huh? You're siding with that useless Deku now, huh? Who else wants to side with Deku? Bakugo taunted, while Izuku stood silently, his back turned, his eyes hidden beneath his hair. Looks like you only have one on your side, Deku. The crowd fell silent, too intimidated by Bakugo's fierce presence to speak up. Be Bakugo, I think you should stop. This isn't how a hero should act, Ida expressed his concern. Get lost, glasses. I do what I want. I'll be the #1 hero. Bakugo declared, his pride evident in his voice. Ida, that's enough. Wake Mr. Aizawa up. I'll handle this. Izuku said, stepping forward, his eyes hidden. Albion. Albion, equally enraged, wasted no time. Vanishing Dragon, Balance Breaker. What are you going to do, Midoriya? Ida asked, his voice trembling. Izuku had reached his limit. He was tired of Katsuki looking down on him, tired of being called a Deku. Bakugo had even disrespected his mother, showing no regard for the past. He was done. What I should have done ages ago. Izuku's voice transformed, his eyes glowing a fierce golden yellow. The onlookers gasped at the scene unfolding before them, some stumbling back in shock. Izuku, in his balance breaker, stood over Bakugo, delivering relentless stomps. I will break you. With each stomp, he declared, so badly that you'll never have the chance to become a hero. I'll take that dream from you and crush it. Like how you crushed me years ago. The sound of impact echoed as Izuku's anger fueled his actions. You're wrong about me. You are the useless one. With each blow, Izuku continued to assert his feelings, not giving Bakugo a moment to respond. You're weak. Self-centered. Egotistical. A bully. A tormentor. In a moment of fury, Izuku grabbed one of Bakugo's ribs, breaking it with a forceful motion. He pulled Bakugo's hair, forcing him to meet his gaze. And worst of all, you're a villain. He began to slap Bakugo, each hit echoing with the strength of all might. You sound like one. Bakugo froze, fear creeping into his expression. You look like one. Izuku's determination surged as he kneed Bakugo in the stomach and gripped his neck. You act like one. Their eyes locked, Izuku's filled with anger while Bakugo trembled, his strength failing him. You are one. You're a villain. There's no use trying to reform you, you're far gone. Izuku's relentless strikes continued, breaking bones within Bakugo's body. You're a monster. You don't deserve to live after what you've done. To me. To our classmates. To those you bullied. You're a villain, disguised as someone trying to be a hero. With a swift motion, he tossed Bakugo into the air, following him with incredible speed. You're a pathetic excuse for a human being. You have no pride, just ego. You're no dragon, you're a mere lizard. His foot connected with Bakugo's stomach, sending him crashing to the ground, creating a massive crater. Izuku's mind was clouded with darkness and rage. He felt lost, surrounded by shadows. The anger consumed him, urging him to deliver the final blow. Make him pay. Show him the might of the White Dragon Emperor. Voices echoed in his mind, urging him to unleash his frustrations. Don't do it. That's a path to destruction. A figure appeared, interrupting his thoughts. Control yourself, don't let anger take over. Izuku recognized the figure's short white hair, pale skin, a lean build. Don't let it win. Think of those who care about you. What would they think if you went through with this? The figure circled him, and Izuku felt the weight of his words. This isn't what I expected from someone who has pieces of my soul. But I understand your pain. Just don't choose this path. Don't kill him. You wanted to be a hero, right? Then prove it. Show that even someone with a dark past can rise above. The darkness around Izuku began to crack. I can be a hero, he whispered, determination igniting within him. I will prove him wrong. The figure smiled. Let your flames burn brighter than your rage. I will rise above the ashes. Izuku declared, raising his arm. Go for it, Izuku Midoriya. Show them the might of a White Dragon Emperor. Izuku nodded, closing his eyes and raising his arm as his emerald eyes turned golden yellow, the massive figure of Albion appearing behind him. Memories of his past life flashed before him. He was not just Izuku Midoriya, he was also Valor Lucifer, the grandson of the original Lucifer. In the depths of his potential, Izuku Midoriya called out for his power, a force he had not possessed nearly 2 decades ago. It burned within him, brighter than any sun, as he reached for the heavens and shouted, "Diabolos Dragon Lucifer." Ryukyu felt the surge of draconic and devil energy, seeing a pillar of golden light piercing the sky. "It's them. We must go after that power, our potential mate is in trouble," she thought, sensing Izuku's anguish. Without hesitation, she sprouted her blue wings and flew toward the light, breaking the sound barrier as she gained speed. Minutes later, she arrived at UA and saw the source of the chaos. "He's going to harm that kid at this point," she realized, rushing toward Izuku to intervene. "Control yourself," she yelled, but a powerful gust of wind pushed her back as Izuku was encased in a massive golden orb of energy. The orb began to crack, and she heard Izuku's voice, filled not with anger but with resolve. "Diabolos Dragon God." The supreme aura of the Dragon of Supremacy enveloped her, warming her body and heightening her senses. "What is this?" she wondered, but Tiamat explained, "That is the Diabolos Dragon Lucifer, a form that grants power equal to that of a dragon god. Your body's reaction is instinctual for a female dragon in the presence of a powerful potential mate." Izuku stood there, looking down at Katsuki Bakugo, who lay unconscious. He calmed down. Is he regaining his senses? Ryukyu pondered, realizing that the power had not corrupted him. "This man has monstrous potential," Tiamat noted. Izuku had managed to control himself, accepting his past and gaining a boost in power by letting go of his hatred. "I still have something to do," he declared, reaching for Katsuki's boosted gear. He removed the green orb from the gear, stating, "You're not fit to carry the power of a dragon, you don't deserve this power." Looking at his left hand, he had an idea. Albion, sensing his partner's determination, warned, "If you go through with this, you risk losing your life." Izuku nodded, fully aware of the stakes. "I still have to live, to avenge my mom, for Office-chan and Nemuri. For Mina, for that. I can take on the whole world." He slammed the green orb against his left hand, pain coursing through him. "Hang on, you can do it. Take that power for yourself." Albion encouraged, not wanting his partner to perish. "It hurts. But I still have people to live for. I can't die here," he cried out, feeling a comforting embrace that soothed his pain. A feminine voice cheered him on, and he realized that little Office-chan was using her power to help him. "You can do it, mister, Mama is waiting," she said, glancing at her adoptive mother, Nemuri, who was in tears. "Please live." "Izuku," they heard her plea, and Izuku fought against the boosted gear, letting out a primal roar that shook the very foundations of the school. "Go, mister. You can do it." Office-chan encouraged him. The pain subsided, and the light dimmed as Izuku's gauntlet transformed from white to red, the green orb glowing brightly. "I did it. I did it," he murmured, losing strength and collapsing from fatigue. "Hey, mister, wake up. You did it." Office shook him, but he remained unresponsive. Ryukyu checked his pulse and reassured her, "He's still alive, but we need to get him to the nurse's office to recover." She lifted him effortlessly, and Aizawa, along with his students, arrived at the scene. "Where are you taking my student?" Aizawa asked. "To the nurse's office, he needs to rest," Ryukyu replied, pointing to Bakugo, who was in critical condition. "You should worry about him, he's on death's doorstep. You boys take Bakugo to Recovery Girl, I'll accompany Ryukyu," Aizawa instructed, and the boys hurried off with Bakugo's unconscious body. "I'm going with you too," Mina insisted, determined to be by Izuku's side. "No, you and the rest of the class should return to the classroom," Aizawa said firmly. "No, I won't. He's my boyfriend, and I'm worried about his health," she retorted. "Fine, the rest of you go back to class, Ashido, you come with us," Aizawa conceded. Mina nodded and approached Izuku's unconscious form, gently caressing his cheek. You big dummy, you made me worry, she whispered as they made their way to Recovery Girl's office. Fascinating, I want that quirk. No matter what.